Hello, good evening, and welcome to the Virtual Racers Club. My word, we've had a break, haven't we? This is our first live event in 2021, and what a corker we have for you. Our new event on a Sunday evening being the Formula X. Man, there's a lot that goes into this, so you're going to have to bear with me while I try and sort out all the information. I'm on the wrong page, as it were. So, here we go. I've got a little blurb here that Jam sent to me earlier in the week. Today, should I say? It's Kale. So, the VRC Formula X Championship is inspired by the question, what if Formula One went in the direction of the Red Bull X 2014 standard? The championship will have a familiar feel to it, with famous names from Formula One being represented by two drivers, as well as the opportunity for team principals to be involved in deciding whether to spend tokens on car development throughout the season. The season will be 10 weeks long, and races will be 150 miles at famous circuits in the game. So that's, the rough gist is, we've got, using the Red Bull standard, I think we're going to have it at 69% power, 100% weight, and the guys, they can, as their teams progress during the team championship, the teams get awarded points, and they can use them on the Wheel of Death to see if their development is good or if it goes against them. So I've got who the riders are and what teams as well to give you. So we'll start with the Alpine team. Right, let's see if I can find any of their drivers. Noxie and IR Graham are driving. 11 is Noxie, he's in the pits. I don't know if I can see IR Graham out there anywhere, driving around. It's not helpful. But they are in the Alpine team, and Noxie and IR Graham. Their team principal is the Mika Wivery. Next on the list we have Aston Martin. They've got Jam driving for them and Matt Psycho. That's a good, strong driver lineup. I was on one of those earlier. Where was he? They're going into the pits, Matt Psycho and Jam both in the pits. They are in the Aston Martin race team. Next we have Ferrari with Intulo and Stevie Styler. Stevie Styler's in the pits at the moment. Intulo I can't see anywhere out there. They'll be driving for Ferrari. In the McLaren you have Kale and Skyjacker. Also, there we go, we're seeing Kale going around in his, it's the old Marlboro liveried McLarens. Skyjacker in 4, same. I think the team mate with the highest denomination number, like Skyjacker's is 99, he'll have the orange wishbones, and that's how we'll tell them apart within the team. Okay, carrying on down the list, we have Mercedes with Darren Salmon and Cthulhu driving. I think Cthulhu is going to try and get here. There you go, see Darren Salmon sporting his beautiful black Mercedes. It's looking great there. In the Red Bull team we have Alexis Maximus and Jokus. Alexis Maximus going fastest so far. He's just parked up, showing off his car with his teammates, trying to intimidate the rest of the field, I believe. And then finally we have Williams with Jim on Wise and Shadow Rider. So Shadow Rider in 4th going around. They're in the old Cannon and Camel liveries of the Williams. What was that, 92? That was Mansell driving for him, wasn't it? But yes, that looks good. So gives you a rough idea. And I didn't tell you the team principals of everyone, didn't they? Williams' team principal is Flashman. Red Bull's team principal is Jokus. In the Mercedes, Endurance Nut is running that team. And McLaren is Talleyrand. Ferrari, Gazman is running their team, and Aston Martin is Pat running their team. Oh, we've got some chats on the go. Mika Wivery says hello, good evening, and welcome. Flashman saying evening all. Flashman says good luck, Jim 1 and Shadow Rider, Team Williams. Mika Wivery says best of luck to my boys in Team Alpine. And Pat says hello, looking forward to this one. So yeah, we're going to have a 150-mile race, which I think equates to something like 56 laps around here at Brazil. I don't even tell you where we were, but you can tell. You can just tell looking at it, can't you? So I'm going to the Formula X part for the rules and regulations, so I can tell you a few things. Tyre wear set to times 12. Fuel rate is times 3. The BOP is off, obviously, because they're Racing X cars, or Group X, sorry. And obviously I told you the base values of 69% power, 100% weight, but they can move as they spend points. Every 2 races they'll get points to spend. We'll go through that in a second. There's a standing start, damage is visible. There's not much else there in that information to tell you, but the top bit is what we want to know. So the tokens are, first you get 4 tokens every 2 races, every 2 rounds, sorry. It's awarded tokens, and the first place manufacturer will be 4 tokens, second place will be 3 tokens, third place 3 tokens, fourth 2 tokens, fifth 2 tokens, sixth 1 token, seventh 1 token. Like I said, they can chance that, spin on a wheel. We've got 10 minutes till qualifying, it said there, yeah, not 5 minutes I'd say. Qualifying, they're not going to qualify at every round, it's only today. We're having a 1-shot quali. So they've all been given the list of what order they're to go out on. So it's going to be quite interesting following that. Get to watch the cars just on their fast lap. But yes, the potential outcomes of the token spends is you could get plus 2% power, plus 1% power, and 0% power, minus 1% power, minus 2% power. On the weight is also works the same way, minus 2%, minus 1%, minus percent, plus 1%, and plus 2%. I know it sounds complicated, but it'll make sense when it happens. So we've got a good race. There's always going to be 2 compounds that must be used at each round, and it's announced, I think, a couple of days before the race starts. I believe this one was announced to be, I think, medium. The medium compound has to be used. Oh, hang on, it's a bit further up. Or maybe it's in the team brief. Sorry. Give me 1 second here. Not even really looking up there. IR Graham, you see him there in his, it's Alpine, isn't it? He's in the Alpine car. Mika Wivery's team. Medium and super soft this round. I was just going to get to it as well. I was just looking in the driver's brief. Yes, tyres this week. Ends tyres are super soft and mediums. Both tyre compounds must be used at some point during the race. So I've got an order of what they're qualifying, so we'll know. I believe it's Darren Salmon out first in the Mercedes. Then we'll see Jim on Wise coming out in the Williams and Jam, but I won't ruin all the surprises now. We'll do it as we get to it. I don't think there's anything else. I think I've covered all the bits and bobs of this championship. We can now just sit back, have a look through this lush livery fest that we have. So IR Graham fastest in practice, so no, Lexus Maximus is fastest in practice with a 1:14.547. IR Graham next fastest with a 15:03. Stevie Styler there, you can see in the Ferrari, looking very, very racy. Looks good, looks great. Shadow Rider, well, I was going to go to Shadow Rider, but Kel's just popped up there into second in his McLaren. In fourth, we have a Shadow Rider. just practice though, remember. They're just trying things out, trying their cars out. We've got 2 minutes till qualifying. And then I think it's a 56 lap race, I'm pretty sure. Yes, 56 laps of the Autodromo de Interlagos. It's going to be at 1:45 in the afternoon, fine weather, 56 laps. Track length is 2.68 miles and there's 15 turns. Watching Jokers in the Red Bull, just getting the hang of the first 2 corners. Imagine dropping down in these things, it can be quite daunting. And lots and lots and lots of downforce, I imagine. And there we see Shadow Rider in his Williams whipping around. And his fastest is a 1:16.5. That's some 2 seconds. Oh, it's only 1.5 seconds off IR Graham, but it's nearly 2 seconds off Alexis Maximus's time. So we've got a mixed bag going on here with the Alpine taking the early. Well, it's not the Alpine, is it? It's Alexis Maximus. What's is he in? I have to look for him. Tula here. There you can see his other Ferrari. Alexis Maximus in the Red Bull. Red Bull leading the way. There's Anoxi in his Alpine also. Come see our IR Graham. Let's just put some brand new super softs on, trying another run at it. They should be practicing their qualifying run. That's a 1 shot, and then I think after that the grid's going to be an aggregate of their points. The reverse, I believe, reverse grid. Nope, more people in the chat. Jim on Wise saying, evening all, I've not been this excited for a quali for some time. And the Meek Wivery says, who's missing? Should be 14 drivers. I think Katula is racing home from work as fast as he possibly can to be able to take the last place on the grid, I guess. I suppose he won't be able to take part in quali. He's not here. And we're just getting the question now. It's a half-hour quali, I think. They're going to do their 1 runs, and then we'll probably have about 10 minutes of just chilling and back, and seeing how things go, chatting about the quali we just saw. So when he starts that, we should see Darren Salmon making his way to the grid. Yes, Meek Weaver says, oh yes, I hope he makes it. Yeah, Katula, I think I read, is finding it tight for time. So everyone's saying their yees for a start. Darren Salmon first, Jam says. He started the qualifier. As we watch IR Graham pulling over to the side of the road. Great Alpine livery there. And then we see a lovely Marlboro one. I loved that McLaren. So I'm looking for Darren Salmon. We've got to sit for his out lap. He's off. Where is he going? Here he is. So Darren Salmon making his way out. Everyone else should be waiting. Looks like someone's following him. Oh dear, he didn't get the memo. No, it looks like it's just Darren Salmon. Press that button to get rid of those. No, there is just Darren Salmon out there. Sorry, I thought there was a car coming down the grid with him. So watch Darren Salmon's out lap. Then he'll be doing a flying lap, and then Jim on Wise, I think, will be coming out. I'm not sure when Jim on Wise. There is an order, they said, to wait until they're into the first corner and then leave or something, or they should be out by the time they get in the 4th corner. So yeah, I suppose Jim on Wise should have been leaving by now. And he hasn't. Or maybe it's the first corner. Oh yeah, because of the outlap. Would be the first corner when, or the 4th corner, I think, of the flying lap. So when you see Darren Salmon hitting the 4th corner, I believe. In the chat, we say we got Racer Brown saying good evening all, good luck all. Pat saying this is where the fun begins with 1 lap quali. And Mathieu Perez says, good luck everyone. So now, Darren Salmon starting his flying lap. Just wants a nice clean lap. No heroics. Just bring her on home. Jim Wise has come out to start his out lap behind Darren Salmon. It's all looking very good so far in the Mercedes for Darren Salmon. We saw Lexus Maximus pulling a like 114.5 in practice, but I'm sure his fuel had been dropped a lot. But it looked around mid-16s we were getting. I think we'd regard that as a good lap coming around. It's a short lap. He's coming up the hill now, up to the start straight. To post his time, and then we'll move on to Jim Wise, see how his lap goes. I believe the 1:15.5, so great lap from Darren Salmon there. Coming over to see Jim Wise start his flying lap. Yeah, I should give him some of this as well, sure, as we've got the time and the space. So Jim Wise now starting his lap. After Jim Wise we will see Jam joining the track. Probably should be already. You can see he's in the pit lane. So Jam on his way out. All eyes on Jim Wise then to beat 15.506. I missed the first sector. I must have done. Chatting away, looking at my phone, and missed the first sector for you. Coming around to the tight section, the hairpins. Again, tidy lap. Tidy laps, looking okay. He's trying the medium tyre though. I didn't notice with Darren Salmon what tyre he went for. But medium there from Jim Wise, starting the race on the mediums. That makes sense, I suppose, with most fuel. Get the medium stint out nice and early. If you can do quite a tidy lap, hope others make mistakes, get yourself mid-pack. We'll see. 15.5 is to be. He's in the 18s. Oh, 19.0 from Jim Wise. Moving on to Jam. Going around in his Aston Martin. So Darren Salmon still the man to beat out there with the 15.5. 17.0 from Jim Wise. I miss that first sector every time. Where is it? Oh, it's down the straight. So Jam. He's gone for mediums as well. So he might be hard pressed to try and beat Darren Salmon, who we assume is out there on the super softs. After Jam is Matt Psycho, which is true because he's out there on the track. I'm gonna have to try and remember who's where, aren't I? I haven't seen any of his sectors either. That's a bit poor of me, I apologise. Here he comes up the start straight to set a time of 17.2, so he's behind Jim. No, sorry, 19.0 won it for Jim Wise. Sorry, we're going to Matt Psycho now, just about to cross the line. Also Aston Martin, both Aston Martin drivers out there getting the business done. So far we have Darren Salmon 15.5, Jam with a 17, and Jim Wise on a 19. Super softs there from Matt Psycho. He's going for pole. He's up 400ths. Out wide round that corner. That can cost you some time sometimes. Matt Psycho looked like he carried it well though through that lap. Next out will be Shadow Rider. Should be making his way onto the track for his out lap. So Matt Psycho now through the hairpins. It's looking very fast, very tidy. We saw a purple from the first sector. Just coming around now to hit the next sector. 2 tenths up on Darren Salmon. Can he maintain that up the hill? Keep the momentum going to be our pole sitter so far. It's coming up to the line. It's looking like a good time. It's gone for that short distance. 15.506. It's exactly the same as Darren Salmon's. My word. So Shadow Rider set exactly the same time. Wow. 15.506 from both drivers. Shadow Rider then for the Williams team. Crossing the line. Going to the first corner. Deep onto those brakes. To third gear. It's got good. Ooh, hit the curb, hit the curb. That might have cost him a little bit. It's cost him tenths. See him when he crosses the line. He's on the medium tyre already. See a few of them exciting, opting to start on the medium. I didn't see a time come on when he crossed the sector. He's just got to keep it together, keep the rest of the lap tidy. I think it's 17.0 to beat for Jam. Get ahead. At least one of the Aston Martin boys. Darren Salmon in the Mercedes, remember. So after Shadow Rider we'll have IR Graham. Looks like he's on the track. Here comes Shadow Rider, he's up the hill. Saw a small mistake earlier on where he bounced off a curb. But other than that, it's been quite a tidy lap for the Williams crew. He's crossing the line with a 1:17.7, so just behind Jam. Oh, sorry, where am I? 8. As we watch IR Graham just coming up towards the line to finish his out lap. Boom, off he goes. Alan Sykes says evening all, nice one Matt. Joint pole from Matt Psycho. Here we can see IR Graham though in the Alpine team. He's got to be a strong favourite. He's 300ths up on pole. He's got to be a strong favourite for this championship after the Red Bull Juniors. Tidy lap. He is on the super soft tyres also, going for pole. I can understand why some of them have gone medium. For the heavier tanks, more tyre wear fuel. No tyre wear fuel, more tyre wear. The heavier the tank. I suppose after you've worn your tanks down. Ooh, half a second up at the second sector. Looks like it's IR Graham's to take. He's coming up the hill. Kale is the next one out on track. As we watch Graham crossing the line. He's going for that shortest distance along the wall at 15.0. Takes pole. Well done, IR Graham. Brilliant stuff. Kale for McLaren now coming up the hill. See what McLaren have got this season. They've got a good pairing, I think, with Kale and Skyjacker. Should be good points for the team. There they go. Into the first corner. See that back end wanting to move away from him. He's got it all fully under control. After Kale, we should be seeing in a second. After Kale, we should be seeing Skyjacker. I think that's his teammate. Coming on track. There you go. And Katula has joined the room, so he's going to be here for the race, even if he's got to start from the back, I believe. Kale so far, it's looking quite tidy. We saw the back end a little bit away from him in the first corner. Other than that, it's been quite a tidy little lap. He's coming around now to do the sector time. Missed it again. Didn't come up, I'm sure of it. So we'll see when he crosses the line what time he sets. It's looking good. He's on the super soft. 15.9. 15.9, what's that, about fourth or something like that? Fourth or fifth? Now I've got to find Skyjacker in there somewhere. Where is he? 9. Why is he down there? So Skyjacker then coming to cross the line. Just having a little sip of my drink. I apologise. Endurance Nut in the chat says, good luck, Merc lads. Just starting my night shift. Oof. Don't. Mine starts tomorrow night. This is my stay up all night playing computer games, staying awake. So Skyjacker, you see Stevie Styler is leaving the pits. Yes, it should have been Cthulhu, but Cthulhu wasn't able to get to the beginning of quali. Wow, Skyjacker really aggressive in that Red Bull, really throwing it into the corners. He's on the super soft tyres also. Interesting tactics already early in the game. Some with mediums, some with super softs. Tyre wear times, was it 13 or something? So those super softs won't last long in the race. Skyjacker throttling that Red Bull, or that Red Bull chassis, the McLaren car around to get a 1:16.4. 1:16.4, it's not too bad. Right, who am I looking for? Stevie Styler, isn't it? 9th. There we see Stevie Styler in the Ferrari. Coming up to the start finish line, see what he's got. Also, he was very strong in the Red Bull Juniors. The last Sunday evening season we held. So you would think it'd transfer over to these cars quite nicely. They are absolutely fast as hell, aren't they? Super soft tyres. It's gone out a little bit onto the curbs there, unsettles the car, but he's carried on. Jokus looks like he's next out on track. Racer Brown, don't think the sector comes up unless they're faster than the fastest lap. Due to it, their first lap. Oh, I see. There you go, that'd be why I'm getting confused. I can't see sector times. Got Stevie Styler there. He's coming around. Coming up the hill. It's not looking too bad though. Still not a bad time. Only just got into the 10s, 110s. Coming across that hill, 1:15.5. Great stuff. Great stuff there. 15.5 ahead of Kale, ahead of Skyjacker. Great. So who's the next out, did I say? We've got to find him. Jokus. Jokus in the Red Bull. First sign of the Red Bulls. Yeah. Jokus crossing the line. Braking late into that first corner. Over the curbs. Off he goes down the start, down the, I'm not going to call it start straight. I was doing that in some other race at Brazil. They're calling that a start straight. I'm not doing it. So not fastest across the sectors. Saw him kick up a bit of dirt in that corner. Flying through now. Only a few left to go. Jokus in Tulu, then Noxie, and then Alexis and Maximus. So in Tulu, already onto the track. We can see Jokus in the Red Bull. He's aiming for, I mean, he's on the super softs. Pole time is 15.0 by IR Graham. 15.5. Anything under 16s, not too bad. On the super softs. Got a couple of guys in mediums, they're on 17s, 117s, so anything above 117 I suppose. 18.5 from a Jokus, going over to Intulu in the next next Ferrari. Second Ferrari, well, he'll be the first Ferrari, is the lower number. So Intulo coming up the hill. He's on the super softs. Coming across the line. 15.094 is to beat. Can Ferrari do it? Found a beautiful line through the first two corners there. And some great speed down the start of the straight. Sixth gear, heavy onto the brakes into this corner. Great car control. He hasn't gone out wide there. We've seen a few drivers pushing it out to the curb. He's kept well within. Lovely smooth line there. Around the hill. Great driving from Intulo. Sit on the roof through the hairpins. Give me even one of them. I was meant to give everyone one of them as they were coming out. I'll just forget about these things. So, as he comes up the hill, we didn't see any sector time, so it doesn't look like it's fighting for pole. Whereabouts is he going to put himself? It's early 15s to be up at the sharp end. 15.8, not bad. 15.8. Awesome lap from Intulo. So who am I looking for next? Noxie in the second Alpine. IR Graham, I think. It's IR Graham, isn't it? On the other Alpine, sitting on pole. So big shoes to fill for Noxie. Hang on, I'm trying to find it. Yeah, IR Graham is in the other Alpine. And around to the first sector. Like I said, this is the only time. This is not going to happen every round. This is just because there is no championship order at the moment. But every Sunday when we do this, we'll be just practicing straight into the race, I guess. And they will be lined up in their championship order. So far, Noxie out there. Haven't seen any real mistakes. He's on the super soft tyres. Oh, I thought he'd lost the back end there, but he's picked it up. Getting on with it. It's not too bad. It's looking like a tidy lap to me. Said I think the first medium runner is on a 17.0, so anything below a 17.0 is a win on the super softs. Mid-16s respectable. He's done a 17.4. Not sure, that might be behind Jam, who's on the medium tyres. Now I'm looking for Alexis Maximus. Excuse me. There we are. Alexis Maximus just coming towards the line. Excuse me. There's 10 minutes left of quali. He said it'll be about 10 minutes after the last run. So our man Jam knows his stuff. God damn. So Alexis Maximus, the last runner. I don't think Cthulhu will manage to get a run in his. I think he's in a Mercedes. Cthulhu? Yeah, Cthulhu's in a Mercedes. And he'll just be starting from the back. It's looking good from Alexis Maximus. We saw he went fastest in the practice. So he's got the pace of the car. It's super soft on the tyres. He is out there on the curbs though. Looks a bit reckless. He's up by a 10th in the last sector. Just going to keep it tidy up the hill. Can he steal pole away from the Alpine boys? It's going to be close as he comes to the line. Whoa, a 10th, 14.980 from Alexis Maximus. Wow, great pace there. Absolutely amazing pace. So there we can see them all lined up in the cars. And I think that's the order they're in, yes. So Alexis and Maximus sitting top of the pile in his Red Bull. IR Graham in the Alpine team in second spot. Matt Psycho there in third. Darren Salmon, great for work for the Mercedes boys, in fourth. In fifth we have Stevie Styler for the Ferrari team. Fantastic stuff. That's Jam sending the qualifying results to the messenger. In Tulo, so we've got two Ferraris together on the grid. In Tulu in sixth. Fantastic stuff. Seventh there for Kale in the McLaren, just ahead of his teammate Skyjacker, so that works out lovely for teammates. Ninth we see a Jam. Is he the top medium driver? Yeah, I think he is. So medium clad Jam in ninth spot for the Aston Martin team. Noxie in the Alpine in 10th. He'll be wanting to get past Jam early doors on those super softs. Shadow Rider in 11th for Williams on the medium tyres. It's going strategic, early doors. Then we have Jokus in 12th on the super softs for Red Bull. And in 13th, Jim on Wise for Williams on the medium tyres though. So he'll be thinking strategy, interesting stuff then. So Alexis Maximus, he only finished a 10th ahead of IR Graham's time. IR Graham 4/10ths ahead of Matt Psycho. Matt Psycho, it doesn't say the time, ahead of Darren Salmon for some reason. How weird. Oh no, because their times were exactly the same, so it's put Matt Psycho ahead. Although I think Darren Salmon set the time first. How weird. But yeah, it looks like they, I remember them two set exactly the same time, didn't they? Matt Psycho and Darren Salmon setting exactly the same time. I think it was a 15.506 or something, if I remember. Yes, so everyone's got to exit at the start of the race. Stevie Styler 300ths off of Darren Salmon's time. In Tulu, 3/10ths off of his teammates. Kale only a 10th and a half off of Intulu. Skyjacker 4/10ths off of Kale. Jam only 8/10ths off of Skyjacker on those medium tyres. It's going to be very interesting. Noxie, he's a 10th, just under 2/10ths off of Jam. He's got 3/10ths on Shadow Rider. Looks like Shadow Rider's gone out there for, maybe Shadow Rider's already quit out, as I can't go on him. 5 minutes left of this. So big congratulations to Alexis Maximus. That was amazing qualifying from him. Did a great job in the chats. We have Nico Ivory saying don't know why the Alpine. Oh, because Red Bull just knocked their Alpine off the pole. Racer Brown said great lap Alexis. Pat said good couple of laps from my boys, I'm happy with that. Muddy says a nice clean smooth lap by Alexis. Nico Ivory, both my boys in the top 10, happy with that. So team principals all pleased with themselves out there. Skyjacker, well done Alexis in the chat then. It's all looking nice and gentlemanly out there. We'll see when the green light drops. The gloves are on, but off, if you know what I mean. I still can't get over the Darren Salmon and Matt Psycho exactly the same times. Fantastic stuff there from the Aston Martin driver and the Mercedes. Top Mercedes in fourth. And Cthulhu obviously starting from the back. He'll have to work his way through. James Whitelock, great lap for pole. Was brilliant drive by Alexis Maximus there. We saw he was fastest in practice, but it's a lot of pressure, that one lap run. And IR Graham, he is mighty to go up against in the Alpine team. It's a great signing for them. Like I said, I'd have my money on him for the championship. It looks like Alexis Maximus turned up with Jam just confirming in the chat that Darren will be third as he set the time first. Don't know why GT Sport puts him fourth. Yes, it is odd, so I've always thought. Because there was a time in F1 back in the day, back in my youth, where I think Frenz and Villeneuve, someone else, all set exactly the same time. I can't remember who the other person was. Might have been, I can't remember. But I remember, yeah, there was like 3 people all set, but I think Frenz set it first, so he got to be ahead of the other guys. So Darren Salmon confirmed will be third on the grid. Matt Psycho down to fourth. Aston Martin probably appeal that, but it is usually standard ruling. Whoever set the time first gets first dibs on it. So Stevie Styler, top Ferrari. The Tifosi, it's a lot of pressure for him. Also, Portuguese in Toulouse. A lot of pressure for these two. Ferrari having a dismal season in IRL. Oh, hey, Skyjacker, I reckon that is. He's the bad boy. He looked like a McLaren. No, take it back. I thought it was a McLaren. Bolted. Wow, that was really weird. I'm sure I saw a car driving off in the background. Shadow Rider just seems to have disappeared from existence. So, more chat is Flashman, good job boys. Muddy says, anybody who can get these cars around the track without mowing the grass needs a medal in my opinion. You're right there, they are a handful. A proper handful. That was an exciting qualifying session. Only a minute left of our sitting back and chilling and looking at the cars. Who's that Aston Martin there? Aston Martin. It's not Matt Psycho, is it? No, he's down there. Who's the other? There you go. Can I then do that? Look back. Look back on that. Can I look back on that? There we go. But I don't want to be in that position. It's all quiet now. There you go, you can look back on the cars. Go down the field. So you can get a closer look at them. There you see Alexis Maximus. He's a Red Bull sitting there, ready, patient. I wonder why all the engines have gone quiet now I've done this. There, IR Graham. The Alpine looks just as good from this position. Matt Psycho. I tell you what, there's only 14 seconds left. I could have done some corporate stuff. Could have done some flogging. And there's the Ferrari. There's the second Ferrari. There's a hot-looking McLaren. I did like them when they were the Marlboro boys. There's the Aston Martin. Jam. Noxie. Can't seem to go on Shadow Rider and Jocus in the other Red Bull. So I would say Red Bull topping and tailing, but obviously Catula's got to be added to the mix. Ooh, who's that? The pole boy going out. Pole boy taking it out for the last 2 minutes. Don't go faster than your don't go faster than your pole, but I think it's impossible. But yeah, if you're involved in our Discord, you've got to check out, we've got this competition on the go. We've got a competition on the go. We have lots of competitions, but this one is extra special. Big special on the comp. It's a time trial that I think ends up, when I read it right earlier, I think you end up qualifying to go in for a race. But the prize is absolutely cracking, cracker-lacking. Where is it then? The Zingray TT competition. Here we go. Go to the top of this. So, exciting news. VRC and Zingray have teamed up in our latest GT Sport time trial competition. Or did Alexis Maximus get told off? He had to come in. Oh well. So our latest GT Sport time trial competition. Zingray race in the Rye House Pro Karting Championship, winning the Clubman Championship in 2019 and finishing 5th overall in the championship in 2020. 2 lucky winners will get the opportunity to test one of Zingray's twin-engine Honda Pro karts. What do you have to do to win this amazing opportunity? Firstly, you will need to submit 3 lap times using lobby settings. These laps should be done with 100% weight and power, no tyre wear or fuel rate, and real grip settings. Shortcut penalties should be turned to strong. Time trial 1. Super Formula SF19 on Racing Softs at Lago Maggiore GP, 9:30 AM. Time trial 2. Mazda MX-5 road car, what are they? Sports Hard, Brands Hatch GP at 6:15 in the afternoon. Time trial 3, the racing kart. So qualifying's finished. There's your grid, but they're just going to quit out, and then we'll wait for Jam to reset the grid, adding Catula to the bottom. So the time trial 3 is a racing kart 125 shifter to Tsukuba circuit, 12 o'clock in the afternoon. Once you have done your lap times, please send a screenshot as a direct message to VRC Jam on Discord. You may submit more than 1 lap time if you wish. The closing date for submission is 1 minute past midnight GMT on Monday the 8th of February 2021. They all should be quitting out. I can't help it, I've got to turn those numbers off even though they're not going round. There you see. Right then. So there is more. The 3 submitted lap times will be aggregated, and the top 10 drivers will go through to the final. The final will take place on Saturday the 13th of February 2021. Each competitor will be driving the Ferrari 458 Italia 09 at Alsacci Village 08:30 in the morning. The race will be 23 laps, and drivers will be required to use the soft and medium sports tyres. The winner of the race and the driver that has impressed the panel of judges the most will be the winners of the prize. Okay, I'll click OK on that. Sorry. Go to spectate. I don't suppose anyone's out there yet. Oh yeah, they're all there. MB. To enter this competition, drivers must be 16 or over. Drivers must be based in the UK and be able to make their own travel arrangements for the kart test. Drivers should weigh less than 90 kilograms, 14 stone. The date of the kart test will be arranged at a later date due to lockdown. I'd like to take this opportunity to thank IR Graham for offering this amazing prize, and we wish everyone the best of luck. So, get yourselves cracking on that little adventure. See if you can get yourself a nice prize for a test day in a real go-kart going around a real track. It's got to be a buzz and a half. Oh, hey up. So, more in the chat. Junior Donato, Boa PTDS, Graham Cobb, sup buddy? Graham Cobb, big up the Zingray time trial competition. Yeah, it was Graham that's offering that prize, and we are absolutely appreciative of it. It's a great prize to be given. It really is. It's in our Discord, so if you go to our website www.virtualracersclub.co.uk, on the website you'll see a massive join our community button which you press, and that'll take you through to our Discord. And in our Discord there is all sorts of stuff, I've got other things I've got to tell you about as well. The signing ups, we've got a big charity event coming up with the Bathurst Endurance 2.5 hour race. So Jim's asking, Jim Jam is asking if we're ready. You get on the ready button. I don't think it matters if I say yeah. I usually like to do a small one, but time seems tight. So can we remember what they were? It was Alexis and Maximus was on the pole. And now the final has been started. Skyjacker nipping out there on the super softs. So Jam, Shadow Rider. Is everyone back? Here we go. It's all gone dark. It's the race. 56 laps around Interlagos for your pleasure. Yes, please. Alex Maximus on pole, Isle Graham, Darren Salmon, Matt Psycho, Stevie Styler, Intulu, Kale. That's as far as I got. Get rid of the numbers. Stick with this camera angle for the minute. See the lights are red. Waiting. Waiting. They're on the accelerator and the lights are off and they go. They go, go, go. Everyone looks like they had a great start. I saw a bit of wheel spin further back, but Alexis Maximus into the first corner first. Just what he wants there, side by side there for Darren Salmon and Matt Psycho. And Darren Salmon maintaining that third. But we can see a Ferrari trying to make his way around the outside. Stevie Styler there, it's 3 wide going down the straight. Poor old Darren Salmon in the middle, he's a sandwich. And he's got the other Ferrari having a look as well. Oh my lords. There's a little bit of contact there. Matt Psycho's gone out wide. These guys are all bunched up. The 2 Ferrari guys racing each other. And can't take each other out. Team points are really important for those upgrade tokens. So up ahead then we've got Alexis Maximus ahead of IR Graham with Matt Psycho in third. Intulu is up into fourth in the Ferrari. Fifth is Steven Styler. Darren Salmon coming side by side with Skyjacker there. Skyjacker pushing for McLaren, trying to get up through the field, get ahead of the Mercedes team. And it's looking like he's just managed it. He's managed it. Skyjacker then up into 6th spot. Darren Salmon down to 7th from 4th on the grid. Kale in 8th for McLaren. Jam in 9th on those medium tyres ahead of Shadow Rider in the Williams on the medium tyres. Noxie in 11th. He's trying to push through. He's in the Alpine car with the super softs on. He needs to be making some move. And there's Jokers. He was at the back. Katula added to the back. And Jim One Wise. I don't know what happened to Jim One Wise, but no, he's only just behind Katula though. Not too far. See some action up the head there, did we? Oh, I thought we saw some action going on in the first corner, just ahead. Noxie 11th. So everything is as it was there. Sorry, Jam in 10th. Shadow Rider managing to get past Jam, so maybe that was it. Kale in 8th. Darren Salmon there 7th. Skyjacker in 6th. Stevie Styler 5th. The 2 Ferraris racing dangerously close together, absolutely pushing. Who's their team principal? He might have to have a word. I'll check it out, check out who the Ferrari, but they really are pushing each other to the absolute limit, giving Skyjacker the opportunity to move up the side of them. So where's IR Graham? IR Graham down into 4th. That's IR Graham that they're all shoving past. So IR Graham looks like he's had something go wrong in a lap there. On the first lap, should I say. Stevie Styler up into 3rd. Matt Psycho for Aston Martin in 2nd place. Great debut race for Aston Martin. So Alexis Maximus for Red Bull. Better than Albon. So Matt Psycho in 2nd place. Stevie Styler up into 3rd. IR Graham down to 4th. Skyjacker into 5th in Tulu, being dogged by Skyjacker. We saw him racing him. He's now sitting in his toe, waiting to get past. Absolutely manic race here from these guys. Great pace that they're pushing. Darren Salmon in 7th place on those super softs, ahead of Kale. Kale pushing through from McLaren, sees his teammate ahead of him. There'll be some team rivalry, I'm sure there will be. Shadow Rider in 9th, ahead of Jam on those medium tyres, and Shadow Rider on medium tyres also. Brave qualifying from them guys. Noxie in 11th, trying to push through with those super softs. He's stuck behind Jam at the moment, he's off the track, finding a way, but he's lost the place to Katula. Katula there on the super softs and making his way through in the Mercedes. Just making his way past Jokers, Jim One Wise, and Noxie now. So Katula up into 11th place so far. Alexis Maximus 3.8 seconds ahead of the Aston Martin of Matt Psycho. Matt Psycho only a second ahead of Stevie Styler, the top Ferrari. An absolutely blistering pace from them. Who would have thunk it? There's IR Graham in the Alpine car. He was in second spot. He's dropped down into fourth. We're guessing a small mistake, but now he's coming back. Great pace on that last lap with the 15.4 and the fastest lap of the race so far. In fifth, Skyjacker, some 1.7 seconds off of IR Graham, but he's dropped Ntulu a little bit. Ntulu under pressure from Darren Salmon. Darren Salmon looking for a way past the Ferrari, but he's also got Kale breathing down his neck. Darren Salmon looking like he's struggling with a bit of lag as well. It's all going on in the cockpit of that Mercedes right now. Have a little swig of drink, getting that dry throat. Alexis Maximus then nearly 3.3 seconds ahead of Matt Psycho. No one looking like they're interested in a pit stop yet. Stevie Styler crossing with a 15.5. Matt Psycho's got the fastest lap. He must have got it on that last one. 15.3. Blistering pace from these super soft padded cars. IR Graham 15.9 on his last time around. Skyjacker not far behind IR Graham. He did a 16.2 in his last lap, but he's 1.4 seconds ahead of Darren Salmon. Ntulu's dropped down. He's dropped behind Kale and Darren Salmon. So the Mercedes and the McLaren are making their way through the field. Ntulu now feeling some pressure from the medium-clad Shadow Rider. He's doing a 16.6 on his last lap. His fastest lap was a 16.4. Ntulu a 16.6 on his last lap. Those super softs, so they're dead already, do we think? He's struggling to get the pace down there. It seems he's pulling away from Shadow Rider now, so maybe it was just a small mistake. Cthulhu in 10th place. He's got himself ahead of Jam now, but those medium tyres will be starting, those super soft tyres will be starting to give way. He's done a 17.0 Jam with a 17.6 his last time round. Noxie getting closer. 17.4 is a last lap around. They're all just coming across the line now. In the chat, Mika Wivery, super softs should be good for 8 to 9 laps, Mika Wivery says, so they've still got a good three laps left on these tyres. I saw Noxie doing a 17.3 last time around. Jam did a 17.8, so yes, Noxie on the move. Up ahead we see Alexis Maximus. He's dropped some of that lead, he's dropped some of the 3 seconds. Matt Psycho that fastest lap. Got himself a second closer to Alexis and Maximus, but he's got Stevie Styler only a second behind him. Stevie Styler a 15.9 on the last lap round, and Matt Psycho 16.1. So Matt Psycho trying to do some car management there with his tyres. Exactly the same wear as Stevie Styler, Alexis Maximus. They've all got similar wear on. Going around again. Kyle Graham in fourth. I think he's worn his a little bit more than the other guys. Stuart Parsons says hello there. Hi. So, Kyle Graham qualified seconds. I think we saw a small mistake on lap 2 because he did 21. He's been doing 15s and 16s ever since. Skyjacker there, 5th place, 2.3 seconds behind IR Graham. 3 seconds ahead of his teammate Kale. Great teamwork there from these two. Great points, middle of the pack together. Pat says strategy all sorted in theory for Aston Martin. It is looking good so far. So Aston Martin got a car in 2nd spot. And where is your other guy? Should remember. It's Jam, isn't it? Jam on the medium tyres, I think. So yeah, Jam in 11th on those mediums. Sitting just behind Cthulhu. I think Cthulhu just recently got past him. Cthulhu's tyres are absolutely blasted though, so I don't think Cthulhu will be carrying on to lap 9 on those. I think he'll be wanting to get rid of those in the next lap or 2. Alexis Maximus also looking quite rowdy on those tyres. They're definitely going to need to come in pretty soon. Matt Psycho jumping in lap 6. Getting rid of the super softs. This wasn't even as worn. Don't think he's taken on any fuel whatsoever. He's just changed tyres. Interesting. Interesting. It looked like someone else had pitted further down there. No. Just Matt Psycho still says he's in, but he's come out there. Come out in 5th place. 5th place. From 2nd down to 5th. No fuel, just a change of tyres. Very good, interesting. Breaking it up into little stints, little sprints. We're on lap 8 now. Alexis Maximus 2.8 seconds ahead of Stevie Styler. Stevie Styler, is that going to force his hand in strategy? Is he going to try and stay out on those tyres a little bit longer? The Red Bull, the Ferrari team, they must be wondering what the best course of action is to do. The first guy at the top's gone in. He's put the super softs on. He's going to be faster. Matt Psycho is harrying Skyjacker. Skyjacker finding that Red Bull chassis. McLaren Red Bull chassis. A handful at the moment where Matt Psycho is feeling all the grip in the world. Thank you very much. Yes, Alexis Maximus reacts. Comes in for a change of tyres. Stevie Styler, he decides he can live with those tyres for a little bit longer. Other people, I.R. Graham coming in, Skyjacker coming in, and Alexis Maximus, yes, we already knew he's coming in, so Stevie Styler stayed out. He's happy with the tyres. Matt Psycho's got brand new tyres. He's back up in 2nd spot. Kale stayed out there. He's happy with the tyres. He's going to carry on. Alexis Maximus back out into 2nd spot. So Alexis Maximus on in, change his tyres, back out, ahead of Matt Psycho. I apologise. I thought Matt Psycho had 2nd spot tied up, but no. 1.3 seconds behind Alexis Maximus. Great pit stop from the Red Bull guys. Got in there, got the tyres changed, got him back out, ahead of the Aston Martin. Fantastic stuff. Stevie Styler staying out there. Is it wise? The tyres 16.5 on his last time around. We can't tell on these guys because they pitted. 15.7 for Matt Psycho's out lap. Kale staying out on those tyres. I.R. Graham and in Tulu, is that? Having a big ding dong in Tulu, staying out. There's a lot of paint sharing. I.R. Graham is a wise driver though. I don't know how to deal with that. So in Tulu, moving on. Stevie Styler now coming into the pits. I guess we'll see in Tulu also. So Alexis Maximus retaking the lead. Stevie Styler and Kale coming in. Tulu staying out. Tulu staying out on those old tyres. And I.R. Graham on his newer tyres, just whipping straight past Tulu. But Tulu up into 4th without the pit stop. Skyjacker 3.5 seconds behind. Stevie Styler coming back out with his teammate. Oh, have they learned not to get in each other's way? It does look like Tulu lifted there to let Stevie Styler go through. Good teamwork, good teamwork. So, leading the race is Alexis Maximus. We're on lap 10 of 56 so far. We've seen the first round of pit stops. Alexis Maximus coming out 1 second ahead of Matt Psycho. Matt Psycho just setting the fastest lap of the race with a 14.439. Impressive pace from Aston Martin on their debut. I.R. Graham in Alpine, the rebadged Renault team, doing a beautiful job there up ahead of Stevie Styler. So he has made the jump in the pit stops. It did cost Stevie Styler staying out that 1 extra lap. It would seem Tulu hasn't come in yet. He's got to come in this lap, surely. He's only 1.7 seconds ahead. There he goes to Skyjacker. That's an easy overtake for Skyjacker. Kale is 5 seconds behind his teammate. He's being harassed by Darren Salmon. There, it looks like Tulu already on the move. Where is he going to come out? Shadow Rider in also to get rid of those medium tyres. Jam is around. We'll have a look. After these pit stops, it'll settle down a bit. So Shadow Rider putting super softs on. No one opting to put fuel on. So Tulu coming out in 8th behind Darren Salmon. Darren Salmon's pitted, super softs, and he's chasing Kale down now. Kale's gone for the medium tyre. He's going for a medium stint here in his 2nd stint. Interesting stuff. How long can he stay there? Ahead. And where did Jam go then? Jam, he's still on those medium tyres in 9th. He's not made much progress. Cthulhu, he's been in, I believe, and changed back to super softs. He has. He's putting behind Jam. Shallow Rider, he's been in, changed those mediums to super softs. Noxie has been in, changed to super soft. Jim's on the mediums. Are they the same mediums he started with? They can't be, they don't look that worn. Wow, if they're the same mediums, well done, Jim. They are very clean tyres. And Joker's there in the other Red Bull. He's gone on to the medium tyres, only just. Woo-wee. So, a lot of action going on, a lot of action. So far, Alexis Maximus doing all he can to consolidate this win. Is it his? In the chat, we have Mika Wivery. Well, I managed to make Supersoft's last 9 laps. Mika Wivery, the downforce helps keep you planted for longer. So the tyre wear doesn't hurt as much because of the downforce. So Alexis Maximus then. Matt Psycho in a second spot. IR Graham, 6 seconds adrift of Matt Psycho in third. Stevie Styler fourth. Skyjacker there in fifth. Here we see a race. There we see Kale. I think Kale's got past Darren Salmon, hasn't he? And then we got Intulu just behind those guys. Sitting on the spoiler of Intulu in 8th place for Ferrari. Ooh, that little sound is dead sexy in these Red Bull standards. Oh yeah, I like it. So Sats on the front of a Ferrari in 8th spot, chasing down the Mercedes of Darren Salmon, with Kale just ahead of him in a McLaren. Beautiful stuff here. It's great. 13 laps we've done. We've had our first pit stops. It was crazy, but everyone survived. So we're getting a bit of a tow down this straight. Not enough to make a difference though for Intulu on the super softs. Did we think that Kale had put mediums on? Someone put mediums on, didn't they? I can't remember now who it was. Look at the grip they get around there. Unbelievable stuff. Great driving. So Intulu sitting just behind Darren Salmon, 4 tenths. Trying to find a way past the Mercedes. I think we're on similar strategies. Ooh, you have to get on the brakes there. Now he's chasing him up the hill. Can he get enough of a tow to try and jump in before the first corner? It's a struggle. Oh, he's in a sweet spot there. Can he just throw it up? No. Early on the brakes. Best way. So there, Ferrari v Mercedes v McLaren. But I think with the little squabble between Darren Salmon and Intulu, it's giving Kale the opportunity to get a little bit more. He's only 3 tenths ahead of Darren Salmon, so Darren Salmon pushing Kale in the McLaren. Kale just done his fastest lap, a 15.4 on his last time around. He's only 3 seconds away from his teammates. Skyjacker, a 15.9 on his last lap around. Doing all he needs to do, getting good points, those McLaren boys. So Alexis Maximus only a second ahead of Matt Psycho. Matt Psycho on a push now, and he's come in. Alexis Maximus staying out like they did the first time round. Matt Psycho was the first to pit. First time around. IR Graham now driving past. I imagine Matt Psycho will have to put some fuel in. He's just less than a quarter of a tank, not much fuel, just topped it up to half a tank now. Skyjacker saying 4.5, he's just crossing the line. So IR Graham, it's going to be tight. See if IR Graham gets past Matt Psycho. Where is Matt Psycho? There he is, popped into 4th. Because of the way the pit lane is. So Matt Psycho coming out 4th behind Stevie Styler in the Ferrari. And he's 4 seconds ahead of Skyjacker. But Skyjacker that put the medium tyres on, so that's great for Skyjacker. A great pace. 16.8, 15.9. He's sitting in 5th. Some 2.9 seconds ahead of his teammate, who's on also the medium tyres. So the McLarens have got their strategy well and truly sorted. The super softs of Darren Salmon starting to go away, and the fresher super softs of Intulu just coming into play. So the Mercedes is in trouble from the Ferrari there, I would say. What are the guys ahead going to do? Looks like Alexis Maximus has come into pits. IR Graham, his tyres look rough, but he's staying out. Stevie Styler also staying out there. His tyres don't look as bad as IR Graham's. And that Psycho then. Can he make the jump? Can he make the jump on the Red Bull boys? The Red Bull's on the move. You can see that is that Matt Psycho just going through the chicane. It is. It looks like Matt Psycho may have made the move. Here he comes. He's third. We can't see anywhere. Oh yeah, there. Alexis Maximus. He's topped up with more fuel. He's put the medium tyres on. So Matt Psycho, super softs. He's made the jump ahead, but Alexis Maximus opting now is the moment for the medium tyre stint. So this changes things out front there. Skyjacker only 1.7 seconds behind Alexis Maximus. Alexis Maximus has to get used to the lesser grip on those medium tyres. Quite a big jump from super softs to mediums. And Kale just following his teammate now, 1.5 seconds, not bad. Darren Salmon still keeping Intulu behind him somehow. Intulu with the better gripped tyres, we'd say. Last lap round, Darren Salmon did a 17.0. Intulu a 17.3. He's looking for a way past that Mercedes. Can he find it up the hill? He's closer than he was the lap before. Can he get the toe, or is Darren Salmon going to come in the pits? It looks like Darren Salmon's going to nip in the pits. Intulu going to carry on around to get himself a 16.1. So running through the crowd then, we have the Alpine driver, IR Graham, leading the way on super soft tyres, quite low on fuel. He's only 7 tenths ahead of Stevie Styler. It's a brother rivalry. Looked like IR Graham made a bit of a mistake there. Stevie Styler in the Ferrari, pulling in the car. Matt Psycho catching them both up on the fresher tyres. He's just set the fastest lap of the race on lap 16 with a 14.1. He is looking racy. We saw Alexis Maximus. He's opted for the medium tyre. It's compulsory. They have to use the medium tyre at some point in this race. Alexis Maximus thinks now is a better time than ever. Skyjacker, Skyjacker has really been caught up by his teammates. Here we see the Prost and Senna of the grids. Whoa, Kale really hanging it out wild there. He's given himself a chance from Intulu. He's making great guns now. He's got Darren Salmon out of the way in the pits. He's come alongside. Skyjacker's gone into the pits. Skyjacker gone in to get rid of that medium tyre, and at the same time we've got the Ferrari trying to attack his teammate Kale. Wow, what a race we got going on here. Shadow Rider also into the pits, jammed down in 10th. He's got the super softs on now. Is this where that long stint on mediums pays dividends? Can he get out ahead of the McLaren and Shadow Rider, who's in a Williams, I believe. Now we haven't looked down there that much. Shadow Rider, Noxie's moving ahead there in 10th, is he? Yeah, he's ahead of Shadow Rider in the Alpine. Where is he? Shadow Rider's just jumped onto the track in 10th place. So Shadow Rider, he's out there in 10th spot. We have to go through the field, man. I'm losing track of who's where. So IR Graham needs a pit stop. Definitely does this lap because the fuel is gone. Stevie Styler also needs to follow him in. No, Stevie Styler, he fancies another lap out there on that flashing fuel tank, and he's got Matt Psycho chasing him down. IR Graham's gone into the pits. Alexis Maximus moving up into 3rd spot nearly. He's got to get around these corners first. Intulu up into 4th. He's made a move on Kale. He's up the inside of Kale and he's going to make it stick, but he needs fuel as well. Kale still got a bit of fuel on the medium tyre. Wow, what a battle here from the Ferrari driver and the McLaren. Someone just coming out the pits just behind them. IR Graham entering the track. Whoa! I don't know what happened there. I don't know if there's a bit of bumpy between all three, but Kale in 5th, just ahead of IR Graham. Intulu staying there in 4th, but that fuel is looking mighty tight. on his medium run. Alexis Maximus in third. So Io Graham came out in sixth. Skyjacker, Io Graham just moving up ahead of Kale. Don't know what happened there. Maybe Kale just thought, I'm not racing you today, and got out of the way. And there Skyjacker came in from his medium tyres, put super softs on. Jam, he's in the middle of his super soft stint. He started on the medium tyres, he's moved up a couple of positions now. Stevie Styler, he made it to the pits. Look, he got there, wow. So Matt Psycho takes the lead of the race, I think for the first time this evening. 20 laps in. Alexis Maximus looks like he's getting that second spot. Io Graham there crossing the line. Can Stevie Styler get moving? He's moving now. We can see the Alpine car of Io Graham through the first and second corner. And what's that? Is that Intulu? Intulu on the track, just going ahead as well. No, it's Kale. It's Kale. So Stevie Styler slots out behind Kale on those medium tyres. He needs fuel, but he's done a great run. Skyjacker, he was also on the medium stint. He pitted a lap earlier than Kale or two. So Intulu down into seventh. He's come in and put super softs on. Jam, he needs some fuel. He's got to go in. Darren Salmon, top Mercedes boy, in ninth. He's on his medium stint right now. Shadow Rider only 1.8 seconds behind him in the top of Williams, hunting him down. He's on the super softs. Maybe looking for scalps. In 11th we have Noxie in the Alpine car. He's on his super softs. He's nearly 10 seconds ahead of Cthulhu, who's on the mediums at the moment. Who's 19 seconds ahead of Jim Wise in the Williams, and there's the other Red Bull of Jokus in 14th. So Matt Psycho, Alexis Maximus 7 seconds apart. But Matt Psycho will have to put some medium tyres on at some point in this race. Alexis Maximus, he's maintained a good pace on those medium tyres. They still look like they want to keep going. So Io Graham on the super softs. He's gone fastest of all, a 13.932. That is special. That is one special lap time in the Alpine car. The rest of the group must be drooling at that. Stevie Styler, top Ferrari, sitting in fourth. Just got some fancy brand new tyres on. He's gone over half a tank of fuel. It's a lot more fuel than Io Graham's got on board, so he can go a bit further. Skyjacker, he's moved up into fifth place after his early pit stop. Now Matt Psycho's come in. Oh yes, he needed the fuel, didn't he? Tyres not too bad. Fuel absolutely empty. So this is where Alexis Maximus will be wanting to make sure he gets his first place back. And can he do it? So Matt Psycho is on the move. He's put half a tank of fuel in. He's put the super softs on. Alexis Maximus is coming down the start straight. I mean that straight. That straight. Matt Psycho, he's only just coming out. Where's he going to slot in at third? So he's dropped behind Io Graham. Io Graham managing a 13.9. That would have helped. Get himself ahead of Matt Psycho, 1.5 seconds. Matt Psycho opting to go for super softs again, prolonging that medium stint. Whereas Alexis Maximus now leading the way on the medium tyres. He's only 3.8 seconds ahead of Io Graham. He managed a 15.9 his last time around. Io Graham doing 14.0, so Io Graham will be dancing up to the back end of Alexis Maximus pretty soon. Matt Psycho only 1.2 seconds behind Io Graham in the Aston Martin. All these different names up at the top end. Got the Alpine, the Aston Martin, Ferrari in fourth, McLaren in fifth, Ferrari again in sixth, McLaren in seventh, Mercedes all the way down in eighth place, but it's moved up a spot. Shadow Rider in ninth, Noxie in 10th, Jam in 11th. He's just put a brand new set of super softs on. Cthulhu in 12th. He's on his medium stint at the moment. Got good pace. Someone Wise in 13th and Jokus there in 14th. So Alexis Maximus, how deep is he going to go? We're on lap 23 of 56, so not quite halfway yet. Not even close to halfway. Mika Wivery says, get in there, IR Graham. Yes, although Matt Psycho has closed up that gap in no time whatsoever. And he's now harrying IR Graham. Shall we have a little bit of... oh no. That... I don't know. What would the onboard look like? Oh, that's nice. So, he's got the draft. He's going for the move in the corner. He's around the outside. Hasn't quite got it. So, back on board with Matt Psycho. Chasing down IR Graham at lap 24 of 56. Oof. How do they not just go flying into the back of each other? It's amazing. The trust they have with the braking in these tight corners. Coming up the hill. That Psycho trying all he can. Try and get that second spot back. He's avoided IR Graham. I think he didn't expect IR Graham to brake so heavily. So it cost him a couple of seconds. I think you can see both of them catching up Alexis Maximus in the distance there. Alexis Maximus must be thinking, is it time to get rid of these medium tyres? I think he had plenty of fuel, plenty of wear on him. That Psycho looking for a way past IR Graham. But a 14.7 is the last lap around. IR Graham's got the fastest lap with 13.9. He's gone for the move for the outside. IR Graham maintaining that inside line again. And no, it's not working for him. It's not working for him at all. Alexis Maximus 1.7 seconds ahead of these guys. His fuel is absolutely screaming now. So he will be pitting at the end of this lap. And he has done his medium stint, leaving these two guys still to do theirs. Great stuff. Fourth is Stevie Styler in the Ferrari ahead of Skyjacker. Skyjacker needs to come in, get them fuel changed. In Tulu, he's got plenty of fuel. There's not too much wear. Only 6 seconds behind Skyjacker, so could be a Ferrari 4th and 5th at this rate. In Tulu doing a great job there. Kale, he was on the mediums for a long stint. He's gone in. Put the super softs on. He wants to catch Tulu up. 2.5 seconds he's got a find on him. Tulu doing, let me have a look, 15.7 on his last lap, 15.3 lap 4. Kale doing a 14.8 and a 14.5, so yeah, Kale will catch up with Tulu in no time. Alexis Maximus, he's gone in, saw that fuel problem out he's got, and here we see these two still fighting, still trying. IR Graham knowing exactly where to put the car in that first corner. Skyjacker also coming in. We saw his fuel was flashing. So Stevie Styler moving up into 3rd for Ferrari, with Tulu moving up to 4th. Side by side going into the 4th corner. Wow. Crazy stuff from these two. Fighting it out in the lead of the race. Stevie Styler in 3rd. Alexis Maximus coming out in 4th ahead of Tulu. In 5th, Kale moving ahead of his teammate. Darren Salmon in 7th. Shadow Rider up into 8th. There we go. Skyjacker is come out in 8th spot. Just behind Darren Salmon in the Mercedes. Darren Salmon doing his medium stint at the moment. Skyjacker putting on the super soft tyres. Shadow Rider, he needs some new tyres. They're not looking too hot for him. Noxie in 10th place. Knocking at the door of Shadow Rider, only half a second behind him. Jam there is 8/10 behind Noxie. Tight battle down here. And Jokers has pitted, and so has IR Graham now. Matt Psycho, he's still got a lap or two left on those tyres. Stevie Styler, he's got the fuel. His tyres don't seem to be too hot. And Alexis Maximus just crossing the line. Can IR Graham get back out again? He's half tanked it up. He's on the super soft tyres. Can he get out there? Who is he looking to try and beat back out, really? Alexis Maximus, he wants to slot behind. Maybe. Darren Salmon is saying up in 6th now, but no. IR Graham, yes. slightly behind Alexis Maximus, just ahead of Intulu, who's ahead of Kale, but Kale is hunting him down with obliterating, absolutely amazing pace. Intulu doing the 15.6 on his last lap. So Aya Graham, Super Softs, half tank fuel, 2.7 seconds behind Alexis Maximus. Alexis Maximus back on the Super Soft tyres also, getting a great lap in of his outlap 14.7. So Matt Psycho now, he needs fuel. He's 5.9 seconds ahead of Stevie Styler. Stevie Styler still not needing that fuel. Could Stevie Styler do a sneaky one? Tyre wear doesn't seem to bother him too much. In the chat we have Mika Wivry saying that's my boy. Mika Wivry saying come on Noxie, you can get him. So Mika Wivry, team manager of Alpine. And there we see the Aston Martin of Matt Psycho leading the way, but he's definitely got to come in for fuel. Stevie Styler some 6 seconds behind Matt Psycho, 6 seconds ahead of Alexis Maximus. Alexis Maximus only 2 seconds ahead of IR Graham. IR Graham pushing hard now on those soft tyres. Intulu in 5th place, only 3.9 seconds behind IR Graham, only 1 second now ahead of Kale. Kale pushing hard on those super softs, but Intulu's super softs and his fuel starting to run low. He'll have to nip into the pits, I think. Kale then will move up into 5th. Skyjacker some 9 seconds behind his teammate, I think. Kale staying on the medium tyres longer, seems to have helped him out a little bit, I think. Darren Salmon in 8th, the lead Mercedes, sorry. There is Matt Psycho, we said he'd have to come in. And so as Stevie Styler, those tyres too much for him. So can Alexis Maximus retake the lead of this race, or has Matt Psycho done enough to get back out? He's moving, he's on the move. There's Alexis Maximus through the first corner. Oh God, Matt Psycho there. Is it enough? It looks like he's behind IR Graham. Looks like he's slotting out behind IR Graham. He has. So Alexis Maximus maintaining the lead of this race after the leaders have done their pit stops, only a second ahead of IR Graham in the Alpine car, with Matt Psycho in the Aston Martin 1 second behind IR Graham. Intulu needing a pit stop next time round in 4th, with Kale up into 5th, the lead of McLaren. Stevie Styler coming out the pits behind Kale and ahead of Skyjacker by 6 seconds. In 8th, Darren Salmon ahead of Jam. Jam though needs to have a pit in that Aston Martin, and he's 18 seconds ahead of Noxie in the Alpine. But Noxie just pitted, he might be able to jump Jam. We'll see how much fuel Jam puts in. Shadow Rider in 11th for Williams, but he's under pressure from the Mercedes. The Mercedes pushing hard. Side by side going into the corner, but Shadow Rider defends, taking the inside line, and Katula has to wait it out for another lap. So did we see? There we see Kale's come in. Kale's come in with Intulu. So interesting. Intulu needed the fuel, Kale didn't, so Kale should get moving before Intulu does, and he does. So Kale still staying out ahead of. Oh, he makes the jump. Jumps Intulu in the pits. Great stuff from Kale. Darren Salmon we've seen coming in. So can Noxie get a jump? Jam's also in the pits. This is a bit far behind though, I think. Alexis Maximus only half a second ahead of IR Graham, and Matt Psycho also in the mix. My word, this is close racing coming here on lap 30. We've got 26 laps left to go. And Alexis Maximus barely in the lead from IR Graham, and Matt Psycho in 3rd. 10 seconds down the road is the Ferrari of Stevie Styler. If these guys slow each other up, Stevie Styler will be in the mix also. Skyjacker in 5th, Kale 6th. So yeah, Skyjacker the lead McLaren now. Ahead of Kale. Intulu down 7th, and Darren Salmon in 8th for Mercedes. In the chat, we see Mick Withers said it's tight at the front, going to be exciting next few laps. Whoa, there we go. It looks like I.R. Graham going around the outside of Alexis Maximus. What a move from I.R. Graham there. Alexis Maximus hasn't given it up yet. He wants some of that action. He's looking up the inside, and he's done it. He's pulled the move straight away up the inside of I.R. Graham. Matt Psycho sitting back thinking, oh my lords, this is crazy. This is cray-cray. So Alexis Maximus straight away in there, but he's gone wide. He's gone really wide. He's pushed too hard into the corner, and that's it. I.R. Graham and Matt Psycho up into first and second. Alexis Maximus gathering himself up. He's only 2.3 seconds behind these guys. It's not all over and done with. Stevie Styler, some 7 seconds behind these guys, pushing hard. He's on the medium tyres right now. That's the other thing Alexis Maximus has to remember. The guys in front of him, they've not done their medium stints, so he's got that going for him. Push too hard, shame. Gutted for you, Alexis Maximus. Stevie Styler on the medium tyres then, some 6.8 seconds behind Alexis, 12 seconds ahead of this man here, Cale, in the McLaren on his super softs, half a tank. He's 2.5 seconds ahead of Skyjacker. Skyjacker's super softs looking rather worn in Tulu on some fresh mediums there, giving Skyjacker a little bit of something to think about. Racer Brown, great racing, and Mick Withers says back markers. Did back markers get in the way? I saw there was a back marker, but I thought he'd got himself out of the way. Alexis Maximus then 3 seconds behind this battle here. Get back on board, I think, with Matt Psycho. He's only got a quarter of a tank of fuel. What pace has he got on I.R. Graham in the Alpine? Who'd have thunk it? Alpine leading the way with Aston Martin in second, Red Bull in third, Stevie Styler in the Ferrari in fourth, and Cale in the McLaren in fifth. So Matt Psycho, he's raced I.R. Graham a lot last season in different categories, so he knows I.R. Graham quite well by now. Knows he has to do something special to get past him. It's not going to be your bog standard making a mistake. I don't think I.R. Graham makes mistakes too often. So Alexis Maximus straight back on that pace. He's only lost 3.5 seconds from that big off, but he needs to come in, fuel up. Matt Psycho, quarter of a tank. Oh, and I.R. Graham needs to come in and fuel up. So it's going to be some changes up at the front. Stevie Styler, he seems good with fuel, quarter of a tank. Cale there in fifth, half a tank, and then 11 seconds behind Stevie Styler. Stevie Styler might have to pit and find he's going to have a Cale to deal with. And Cale, Skyjacker there on those old tyres, trying to keep it on the track with Ntulu chasing him down. Ntulu looking for a way past the McLaren on the older tyres. He's racing Cale, or he was, before the pit stops. So he's looking to try and get back on with that battle. Alexis Maximus did come in the pits, but looks like I.R. Graham didn't. Oh God. Hang on. So no, I.R. Graham stayed out there, risking it for another lap with that fuel. It is a short lap, so I imagine it's going to be okay. But Matt Psycho wanting to make a move. There is back markers up ahead. Maybe Matt Psycho is hoping at the back marker, which I believe is the other Alpine car. I think it's Noxie. They're just coming across, and there we see Matt Psycho just slipping it up the inside of I.R. Graham. I.R. Graham absolutely livid. He's trying to come back. Oh, it's the Red Bull, Joker's Red Bull, and they're out the way now. The Red Bull's out the way, and I.R. Graham has retaken back that first spot. Absolutely, he wouldn't have liked that. Sneaking it up the inside there from Matt Psycho. Great racing. There's Stevie Styler, because we saw Alexis Maximus had to come into the pits. He's put some super softs on. Stevie Styler moving up into third spot on his medium tyres. So all go at the front. Cale in fifth. Ntulu up into sixth. I guess Skyjacker has made his pit stop onto the super softs. He's put Darren Salmon up into seventh. I.R. Graham finally coming into the pits. Matt Psycho staying out there. But Matt Psycho, he'll be needing to pit as well himself on the next lap, I imagine. And there he's taking on some fuel. He might be putting the medium tyres on. Where are we? Lap 34 of 56. No, he's stuck to the super softs. Matt Psycho, them two still need to do a medium run, I believe. Stevie Styler on his medium run right now, up into second. Is he going to beat IR Graham? I don't think so. I would have thought IR Graham was out the pits before him. No, IR Graham coming out behind the Ferrari of Stevie Styler. So Alexis Maximus, 3.8 seconds behind IR Graham. He knows he's got the pace on IR Graham. He's just got to try and catch him up. Kale in 5th place on those super softs. Ahead of Intulu is 8.2 seconds behind the South African now. He's doing a medium stint. Darren Salmon in 7th ahead of Skyjacker after Skyjacker's pit stop. Darren Salmon, quarter of a tank of fuel. He's still got a bit of way to go. Jam there in 9th in the other Aston Martin on the super softs, quarter of a tank of fuel. He's got good pace. Matt Psycho did come into the pit straight after. Stevie Styler, he can stay out. He's on his mediums. Oh, he's decided to come in as well. So IR Graham in a great position here to retake the lead of this race. And Alexis Maximus, has he made up enough ground to try and get ahead of the guys in the pit? So IR Graham coming around there. Stevie Styler's on the move. Matt Psycho, has he jumped IR Graham? Oh my, it's so close. IR Graham really up the back end of Matt Psycho off the track. It's crazy racing. Matt Psycho has managed to come in and get back out ahead of IR Graham. They're putting the same fuel, same tyres. This is it. Gloves off, guys, all the way till the end. IR Graham trying all he can in the hairpins to try and get a jump on Matt Psycho. But Matt Psycho can make this car as wide as he possibly likes and wants. Psycho then leading the way in the Aston Martin. See Joker's pulling over out the way. Alexis Maximus some 4.1 seconds behind this fight. 2.3 seconds ahead of Kale on the soft tyres. But we can't take our eyes off this fight at the front. It's tricky. Matt Psycho. I don't know why it flipped with IR Graham just ahead, but IR Graham, he couldn't get any closer to the back of that Aston Martin. Sorry. There we go. Sitting on board with IR Graham, chasing down Matt Psycho. This is unbelievably tight. 3.8 seconds behind is Alexis Maximus. The more these two race each other, the more Alexis Maximus can come back at them. We've got about, what we got? 19 laps left of this race to go. Fantastic racing we've seen as well. Close all the way up and down the field. Fantastic stuff. I'm absolutely... Whoa, there we go. We saw the move. Just IR Graham, fearless down the inside of, what was it, the hairpin? But Matt Psycho dropping down into second spot. Wow, that was so fast, I barely caught it. So IR Graham retaking the lead of the race with Matt Psycho. He won't be dealing with that for long. He'll be coming back at him. God, I had things to tell you about during this race, but there hasn't been any sort of gap for me to do it. Oh, Matt hit the grass, Mika Wivery says. So, Alexis Maximus 3.7 seconds behind Matt Psycho now. Matt Psycho only 3/10. Wow, these guys can't carry this on until the end. That'll be ridiculous. They'll be shattered. Alexis Maximus in third. Kale up into fourth place now for McLaren, ahead of Stevie Styler. But the McLaren's tyres are pretty shoddy. He's less than a quarter of a tank of fuel. Stevie Styler in the Ferrari, just pitted. Brand spanking new tyres for half a tank of fuel. The other Ferrari in sixth place in Tulu on the medium stint still. He's making that medium stint lovely and fast. Darren Salmon in seventh ahead of Skyjacker. We're waiting for Darren Salmon to pit. He has only got about a lap and a half of fuel left in the car. 8th for Skyjacker, 9th for Jam, 10th for Cthulhu, 11th, for Cthulhu, 10th for Noxie. I think he just come out the pits. So great drive for Noxie, up into 10th. 11th for Cthulhu, 12th for Shadow Rider in the Williams, and Jim, the two Williams, both at the back. Shadow Rider on those medium tyres for a long time now. You can see they're really absolutely scuffed up. IR Graham then, just ahead of Matt Psycho, the Battle Royale. The fight of all fights we can see here. Jam and Darren Salmon gone into the pits. Skyjacker will be happy about that. He'll be back up into 7th spot. It looks like Kale pitted. No, Skyjacker ahead of Kale. Hang on, I'll have to quickly look. So Skyjacker, oh no. Oh, Kale looks like he's had a bit of an issue somewhere. He's just got going. It's out lap. He's come out of the pits. He's come out of the pits and he's dropped it, I think. Poor Kale. Skyjacker up into 6th place. Up in the lead then, IR Graham, half a second virtually ahead of Matt Psycho. Psycho digging deep to try and find some pace to try and catch up the car in front, the Alpine car. Alan Sykes says great racing. Whoa. Matt Psycho looked like he missed a bit at the corner. 2 tenths behind IR Graham. This is absolutely fantastic racing, both of them struggling to stay within the track. They're pushing so hard. They're pushing so hard. Super soft tyres for IR Graham. He's worn them a little bit more than Matt Psycho. Matt Psycho not wearing his tyres out as much. 4.3 seconds behind is Alexis Maximus. So they're not costing each other too much time. Alexis Maximus not pulling them in any closer in his Red Bull. Stevie Styler 8.5 seconds behind Alexis Maximus, 9 seconds ahead of his teammate in Tulu, 7 seconds ahead of Skyjacker. Skyjacker 15 seconds ahead of Kale. Saw Kale having an issue coming out the pits. Darren Salmon in 8th in the lead Mercedes, 9th for Jam in the Aston Martin, 10th for Noxie in the other Alpine. In 11th we have Cthulhu in the Mercedes, Shadow Rider 12th, Jim on Wise 13th. I think we've lost Jokus in the other Red Bull. So IR Graham of 2nd now, ahead of Matt Psycho. Matt Psycho taking a break, regrouping. They're definitely going to need to come in for fuel. We've got 15 laps left here at Interlagos. Not much racing left to do. Alexis Maximus has got to start pushing, but he's got no fuel in his car whatsoever. So I think all 3 of these are going to be pitting around a similar time. Stevie Styler, 8.5 seconds behind Alexis Maximus. The Ferrari might pull off. No, I saw Joker, so maybe, but he's not showing up on the number board. So maybe he sneakily snuck out. So Stevie Styler sitting in 4th place. It's only 8.3 seconds behind Alexis. Alexis has to pit. I imagine he's going to, there's no fuel in that car, so he's going to have to come in now. Here he comes. I'll give him one of them because his helmet looks cool. There you go, he's got a proper Red Bull helmet. So quick pit stop for the Red Bull team. Stevie Styler coming along at the start straight. Can he get round? He's got a quarter of a tank of fuel. IR Graham's fuel is now flashing. He's only 8 tenths ahead of Matt Psycho. Tulu has come into the pits, get rid of those medium tyres, put some racy super softs on. There we see Skyjacker also coming in, putting some super softs on. Alexis Maximus still in the pits. He's come out now. And he's come out behind Stevie Styler. But is that enough to the end of the race? Half a tank of fuel and the super softs. Stevie Styler up into 3rd place, 12.9 seconds behind Matt Psycho. Matt Psycho a 2nd now behind IR Graham. IR Graham looking like he's ready to put it to bed. But he's going to put fuel in. He's coming across a Mercedes. in the chat. Mika Wivery says final pit stop is going to be crucial. What a race, and she is correct there. So IR Graham into the pits, Matt Psycho also into the pits. Stevie Styler, he's staying out there. He's got quarter of a tank of fuel, he can do. Alexis Maximus, he put a half a tank of fuel in. What are these guys going to do? IR Graham on the move already. He's put the super softs on, he's put half a tank on. Matt Psycho in third, also on the move. They're both exact pit stops virtually. Stevie Styler taking the lead of the race, but he will have to come in and pit. So IR Graham coming out in second spot, Matt Psycho in the third spot. Behind them, Alexis and Maximus some nearly 5 seconds off. So the race is on. It's carrying on, and now they've got a Ferrari on old tyres in their way. IR Graham coming up to Stevie Styler on track with Matt Psycho in tow. This is going to be some tight racing. Is Stevie Styler just going to move out of the way? No, he's defending his spot. But, oh no, there it goes, IR Graham up the inside. And now he gets in the way of Matt Psycho. Matt Psycho wanting to get past the Ferrari as quickly as possible. This is great racing here. So IR Graham taking the leads from the Ferrari. Stevie Styler, will Stevie Styler come into the pits, or is he going to continue on? We've seen that he likes to carry on used tyres, and he does carry on. So there we see Matt Psycho in third place following the Ferrari. That will be frustration on frustration. So IR Graham some 8/10 ahead of Stevie Styler, and Matt Psycho, he's gonna have to make a move down into this corner. He's looking up the inside. Stevie Styler, is he gonna defend? No, he hasn't got the tyres for it, I guess, and he doesn't want to get too involved in that. And all through then we can see Alexis Maximus starting to catch these guys up, only 2.5 seconds behind Stevie Styler himself. Kale, he's on the super softs. We saw he had a big off. Darren Salmon up into 6th, so Skyjacker down in 7th, but I think we saw him coming into the pits. That'll be his final pit stop, maybe. We've got 12 laps left of this race. Intula in 8th on the medium. He's gone for another stint on the medium. Maybe he doesn't like that super soft. He much prefers the consistency of the medium tyre. Jam in 9th. He's on the super softs. Noxie up into 10th. Great race from Noxie. 11th is Cthulhu in that Mercedes, with Shadow Rider in 12th and Jimwon Wise in 13th. The Williams not looking great today. That said, Alexis was coming in. No, Stevie Styler has come into the pits. Where will he get out ahead of Kale? He's some way ahead of Kale right now. He's topping up with fuel. It looks like a great 4th place for the Ferraris. I don't think there's anything the McLarens can do today to take that. He's down into the pit lane before Kale's even crossed the start-finish straight. So Alexis Maximus 4 seconds behind Matt Psycho. Matt Psycho 1.7 seconds behind IR Graham. And we have got 11 laps to go, 150 miles around Interlagos. And this is what it looks like at the end. Nothing in it. 2 seconds lead IR Graham has on Matt Psycho. Matt Psycho doing all he can to push that car to its limits. Medium tyres will go to the end, says Mika Wivery. So Alexis and Maximus on those super softs. He's got Stevie Styler some 12 seconds behind him. He's gone super softs as well. 11 laps. There might be another pit stop, because we've worked out that they're going about 6-7 laps on the super softs. Kale, the super softs pretty worn right now. In 5th place ahead of Skyjacker. Skyjacker pitted to put some super softs on. He's catching up his teammate. He's got Darren Salmon for company though, only less than a second behind him. Less fuel as Darren Salmon, and his super softs might be a little bit more worn than Skyjacker. Now Intulu on those medium tyres, tops it right up down to 8th. Think he's going to take the run all the way to the end. And that could get him ahead of Darren Salmon, Skyjacker, and maybe, perhaps, Kale. So IR Graham's come across the back marker. I got all excited then. Graham 1.5 seconds ahead of Matt Psycho. Matt Psycho 4.9 seconds ahead. Oh, they're all coming across traffic in the worst part of the track as well, in the hairpins. So trying to get through. Stevie Styler, he's going to have them to come as well in fourth. And he's put the super softs on. He's not gone the same way as his teammate. His teammate looks like he's going to try and do a run for the end, get that 5th place from Kale. Kale needs to pit soon. No super softs, pretty mullered up. Skyjacker, he wants to make those super softs last for another few laps so he can go to the end on a new set. Darren Salmon up into 7th in Tulu. Interesting, this could work out for him. It's only 3 seconds behind Darren Salmon. Darren Salmon's only a second behind Skyjacker. Them two will have to pit before the end of the race. In Tulu may not have to. So Jam also on those super softs. Not much fuel left in that. He's 8 seconds ahead of Noxie. Noxie also needs to pit. Looks like he's going to pit on this lap. He's 26 seconds ahead of Cthulhu. Cthulhu, quarter of a tank, super soft tyres. In 12th, we have Shadow Rider, so Noxie has come in, like we said. But I think Noxie can get back out ahead of Cthulhu. Cthulhu's just coming up. We'll start straight, but we'll see. Graham only 9/10 ahead of Matt Psycho. Matt Psycho coming back. Graham did a 15.1 on his last lap, and Matt Psycho did a 14.3. So Matt Psycho going into Psycho time, and coming back at Graham. The Aston Martin versus the Alpine, the two new debutants this season in the Formula One series. This is Formula X. Oh yeah, I've got to tell you, in between all the cracking racing, there's loads of things I was meant to mention. We've got an endurance event coming up for charity at Bathurst. Check it up on the Discord. We're going to use the Group 3 cars and the Group 4 cars. We're asking for a small donation from all participants. We'll be going live with that on a Friday evening. Matt Psycho's fuel now popping up in the red. Graham, he's still got a bit of fuel to play with, so Graham can stay out there a bit longer. But at this point, Matt Psycho is quicker. So what's he going to do? Graham's staying out. What's Matt Psycho going to do? He's staying out. They're 6.5 seconds ahead of Alexis Maximus now. He's staying out, even though his fuel's flashing. Wow, tight stuff up the front. 9 seconds behind is Stevie Styler. He's got Skyjacker 24 seconds behind him. In Tulu has jumped Darren Salmon in their pit stops. And Kale, they've both gone for super soft tyres. It's a long stretch to ask them to go all the way to the end. Whereas in Tulu, he's boxed clever. He's put a lot of fuel in, medium tyres. He's cruising all the way. Skyjacker's super soft looking absolutely chewed up. He'll be wanting a pit stop soon before the end of this race. Graham's fuel is flashing now. He's only 8/10 ahead of Matt Psycho. Oh, Intulu's come in. He's come in to get rid of those medium tyres. There's me saying he's all the way till the end, but no, he's getting shot of them. So Graham then 7/10 ahead. These boys have definitely got to come into pit. I think the top 3 all coming in for their last stop with 6 laps to go. That'll be just about right. No, Graham's staying out there, but Matt Psycho has decided to come in, get the jump on Graham. So does Alexis and Maximus. Alexis Maximus comes in, and Stevie Styler still got a bit of fuel in the tank to keep on going, and he does. So Graham fancying his chances of making that fuel last this lap. Stevie Styler moving up into 2nd spot, but he will need to come in at in the next lap or so. There goes Matt Psycho, half a tank of fuel. He's gone for medium tyres. Hang on now, as Matt Psycho and Graham might not have done medium stints yet, actually. Saying that, I don't think I've seen Graham on the mediums, so Graham might have to put mediums on next. There we see Matt Psycho doing the mediums finally. He's got Stevie Styler not far behind him. His fuel is flashing though, so he will have to pit. Skyjacker has gone in to get rid of those tyres. In Tulu, he does move up into 5th. That little stint on the medium tyres has worked out for him. Skyjacker is moving now though, but Skyjacker still might get out ahead of Intulu. No, there you can see the Ferrari going past. So the Ferrari moving up into 5th place. This is working out real well for the Ferrari boys, with Stevie Styler up in 3rd and Intula in 5th. Skyjacker coming out just in front of his teammate Kale to bring it home, 5th and 6th and 7th. There we see the pit stops up ahead. Matt Psycho already made his pit. Stevie Styler, we're thinking he should put medium tyres, not medium, it's IL Graham we think should be putting mediums on. He's put super softs on. I don't know, I don't want to question the man, but I'm not sure he's done a medium stint today. I am not sure, maybe he'll come in before the end. Matt Psycho in 2nd spot on those medium tyres. Alexis and Maximus on the super softs out wide. He's pushing it. He must have got wind. He must have seen on the board that Matt Psycho is now doing his medium stint, and Alexis Maximus doing his medium stint early in the race is now pushing like Billy-O to try and get to the back of Matt Psycho with only 5 laps remaining in this race. Stevie Styler, he's been in, he's topped up with fuel, come back out in 4th, ahead of his teammate 5th in Tulu, who's also been in, put some soft tyres on, and he's making his way to the end. Skyjacker in 5th. Racer Brown says oh no, so maybe I'm not right. Hang on, let me have a look. Mika Ivry final pit stop. Mika Ivry M tyres will go to the end. Mika Ivry, great race from Noxie, keeping 10th place. Racer Brown, they haven't. Mika Ivry, excuse me. Mika Ivry keeping everything crossed for IR Graham's final pit stop. Oh no, Mika Ivry, I'm sure Graham did an early M stint. Oh well, I don't know, we'll leave it to the stewards. Maybe he did, I'm not sure. But IR Graham then, maybe he was on the mediums early on and I missed it, I may have done. So Matt Psycho on the medium tyres, 3.2 seconds behind IR Graham. Alexis Maximus 5.8 seconds behind Matt Psycho. Stevie Styler, great 4th place for Ferrari there. In Tulu, oh, they've done well out of the team racing game for their team. 2 together there. Skyjacker ahead of Kale, 3 seconds, but Darren Salmon has been on Kale's case all this race and he's not going away. He's still there, 8th, only 7/10 behind. He's pushing hard to get that spot off of Kale. Jam in 9th for Aston Martin and Noxie in 10th. Some 16 seconds behind Jam, but 13 seconds ahead of the Mercedes of Cthulhu. Excuse me, Shadow Rider in 12th and Jim on Wise there in 13th. So IR Graham, the big question was, has he used medium tyres this race? Unsure. I don't know, but he's just done a 13.3, fastest of the race so far. And Matt Psycho, he's just coming across. Noxie, I think it was there, 4 seconds behind IR Graham on his medium stint. Alexis Maximus on the super softs, 5.3 seconds. There's only 3 laps of this race. Stevie Styler, looks like everyone's got the fuel they need to do to get home. It's Skyjacker will be pushing hard for Intulu, trying to break that Ferrari 4-5 they've got going on. So you can see Skyjacker pushing hard in the final laps of this race to try and catch up the Portuguese driver in Tulu. He's done a great job in Tulu, up into 5th spot. Some clever strategies being used throughout. So Racer Brown, he's not sure as well. There'll be one for the stewards to check out, I believe. So IR Graham, steeped in question, not sure if he's used the medium tyre or not. It'll be one for the stewards to check out. Matt Psycho He's definitely using the medium now. Yeah, because I kept saying they were both putting off the medium, because Alexis Maximus went on the medium early, and I thought it was going to pay dividends for him, and it is starting to kind of. He's catching up. Matt Psycho at a rate of knots. He's done a 14.3 on his last lap. Matt Psycho did a 15.1. It might not be enough, especially with the back marker in his way. Oh, he's got himself a little bit excited. Stevie Styler there. He's only 9 seconds behind Alexis Maximus. If Alexis Maximus throws it off the track too much, then he's going to be in trouble in Tulu. He's got to do a nice clean job for these last 2 laps, because he's got a Skyjacker determined and hunting him down in the McLaren. The fight for a 5th and 6th, not even close to over yet. And Skyjacker trying to get onto those apexes. The tyres looking like they're starting to go. Coming up, it's drop lap 54 and start lap 55. I'll have a check of their lap times as soon as they cross the line. But you can see Skyjacker up the hill getting closer and closer to Intulu. He's got it down to a second. So Skyjacker crossed the line with a 15.4. Intulu did a 15.6, only 2 tenths in it. Absolutely close as anything there. We'll have a quick look. IR Graham. Can IR Graham reach the end? Of course he can, I suppose. They'll be making that fuel flash for a good lap or 2. Oh, IR Graham might be coming in to put those medium tyres on. I'm not sure. He's come in. Matt Psycho crossing the line. This is all very interesting at the very end. He's put mediums on and no fuel. So maybe he did forget to put the mediums on. But now Matt Psycho is going to take the lead of the race, is he? Matt Psycho's coming around. We can't see where IR Graham is. IR Graham's coming down that start straight. It's so close. So close between the two of them. Matt Psycho only just ahead of IR Graham. IR Graham coming in at the end there just to get rid of the medium tyre in the final lap. Very Schumacher-esque, I'd say. Like winning a race going through the pit lane. So interesting stuff. So Matt Psycho retaking the lead of this race. He probably doesn't know what's going on. It's crazy stuff. Matt Psycho are on the mediums, but they're quite worn. They're coming around now. This is the final lap. This is the winner of the first Formula X race here at Brazil. It's been a humdinger of a race. If every race is going to be like this, this is going to be a crazy Sunday evenings. Fantastic entertainment for you guys. And there comes Matt Psycho. Is he going to do it? He's there just ahead of IR Graham. He crosses the line. IR Graham in 2nd spot. Alexis Maximus coming around for 3rd in the Red Bull. Well done. Take a bow, my son. There is Stevie Styler in the Ferrari for 4th spot. Fantastic stuff. In Tulu, 5th in the Ferrari. Good points hauled from the Ferrari boys. That's just what they need. Skyjacker is getting closer though. He's only half a second behind. They're throwing everything at it, but it looks like Intulu is going to maintain that 5th spot ahead of Skyjacker. They're coming up the hill, and there we see Intulu, the Portuguese driver, holding on to 5th. Only just 5th. There you go. 5th, 6th for Skyjacker. Great race from Skyjacker. His teammate Kale in 7th. Darren Salmon coming over the line for 8th place. Jam is coming around for Aston Martin in 9th. Katula already finished in 10th. Noxie in 11th. Shadow Rider 12th. Jim Wise in 13th. We lost Jokus. And there we see a Jam crossing the line. Super stuff. Great first race. Matt Psycho. Shocking win at the end. Only 2 tenths ahead of IR Graham. So there you go. And Matt Psycho, congratulations. Well done. Great win. Great race. Fantastic stuff. Whoo-wee. I'll take you to our race results. That was something special. That was 56 laps around here. Matt Psycho taking the win because we think IR Graham maybe perhaps forgot to put the medium tyres on, or maybe it was always on the cards that he was going to come in at the end to put the mediums on. Pat celebrating his Aston Martin team taking the first win of the championship. And the VRC club saying, a great job, boys. Congratulations, Matt Psycho, well done, says Racer Brown. That was something. So Matt Psycho taking the win from IR Graham in second spot. Team Aston Martin and Team Alpine. And Alexis Maximus in third for Red Bull. That is your podium. Take a boo, my sons, all three of you. Great races. Stevie Styler doing a great job for Ferrari in fourth, with his teammate in Tulu in fifth. Great points haulage for the Ferrari team. Skyjacker and Kale sixth and seventh for McLaren. The top Mercedes driver, Darren Salmon, in eighth. Jam in ninth for the second Aston Martin car. Katula got 10th in the end, ahead of Noxie. So I didn't see when that happened, I'm afraid. So Noxie down to 11th for Alpine, with Katula up into 10th for Mercedes. Shadow Rider and Jim Wise for Williams in 12th and 13th. And Jokus finishing in 14th. Well, he didn't quite see the end of the race, so I'm not sure if that's a DNF or they'll just classify him in 14th. Well, Alexis Maximus will be hoping for it because they need to take the points for Red Bull. And IR Graham got the fastest lap on lap 52, really pushing at the end there with a 13.373. Hoo-wee. Oh, Katula passed Noxie as he was letting leading cars through, Mika Wivry says. Alan Sykes says, great race, Matt. Congrats. Terrific racing. Flashman says, great job, boys. Flashman says, well done. All fantastic race. Mika Wivry says, so damn close. So, yes, that was the first round of the Formula X. Next week, we'll try and see where they are. Give me just one twiddle stick. I think Jam's pretty cool. He doesn't close the room straight away. I'm not under any pressure, I don't think. What am I looking for? I was looking for what the races were. Sorry. There's Formula X. There's that. I can give you a quick shout out of where the next track will be, hopefully. Keep going up, keep going up. No, the tracks aren't in there. They're in the other bit. Race info. No, that's the endurance. Season info. Sorry guys, give me 2 ticks. There you go. Round 2 is at Alsace Village 2 in fine weather. 45 laps at France. So join us next Sunday at Alsace Village. Please go to our website, www.virtualracersclub.co.uk, and through that website you can join our Discord, which please do. You can join up to the endurance race I was telling you about at Bathurst for charity. Have a read up about that. On our website you can see some of our friends, and that's Hill Tread. Hang on, I'm getting up there. Give me a second. Oh, everyone's going. I'm going to lose the lot. So you've got Heel Tread, and I'll tell you what, I had a pair at Christmas, a nice Williams set, and they are some of the most comfortable socks I've ever worn. You can also get through to Acelith Designs through our website. Have a look at some modded wheels. They make you a second faster. And also on there is lovely stickers. So they're always worth a look. Get a nice new looking wheel with their stickers. Amongst other things they do stickers for. And we've also been added to Grid Finder. You can't get that through our website yet, but it's a great website that finds racing throughout the sim racing world, and we've just been added to the list of names that they say go and have a race with them, they're good. So Virtual Racers Club is featured on Grid Finder. That's great stuff. Like I said, the Zingray TT competition. Get yourselves involved in that. Get a free test in a car, a real life car. That's cracking stuff. We've got sign-ups for the Max 5, obviously the Bathurst Endurance. I don't know, Super GT and Pacific Rim are on there. They're starting next week. I don't know if there's room on that. You can inquire. But that's all of that stuff. Thank you ever so much for listening to me in this last bit where I've just droned on a little bit, trying to peddle our things. Do you want to buy a fridge magnet? Do you want to buy a mug, t-shirt, baseball cap? I've got it all. They've got nothing to do with Virtual Racers Club. Just got random caps knocking around my house. I can sell you if you want. I can get a black. I'll tell you what. I'll go and buy some white caps. Get a black marker and write a VRC on the front. And Bob's your uncle. You give me £300 and I will sell you one of these caps. Great stuff. That's how it works, isn't it? Lovely stuff. Thank you for tuning in and putting up with me. That was a cracking race, though. You couldn't have been bored even if I was annoying you. It was so much to see. A feast for the eyes, one would say, with all those brilliant liveries. It's great to be back again. It's been a long old break. Welcome to 2021. They said this was a year was going to get better and then locked everything down and Trump attacked the Capitol Hill. So yeah, 2021's so much better than 2020. It's loads more entertaining. That soap opera called America on the telly is just getting better and better every day. I was your broadcaster and a commentator. You'll see me again probably later on tonight for the WRX Challenge, last final round they had last Thursday. I'll be doing that, and then maybe during the week the Pacific Rim and the Super GTs. I was your broadcaster and commentator, Hugh Jardon. Thank you very much. See you soon. Bye. I missed you all. It was really good seeing you all again. Thank you for coming. I really appreciate it and all that. Bye. Cheerio. Bye.